we are going to read some words by sounding them out. Let's get started with this word. Watch how I sound it out. B-A-D, bed. Good. Try the next one with me. R-A-N, ran. Good. Make sure you're saying each sound as the red line goes underneath it. Then together we'll blend it. S-I-X, six. R-A-G, rug. T-A-N, 10. W-A-G, wag. N-A-T, not. M-A-N, men. B-U-S, bus. F-I-B, fib. G-A-T, got. H-A-N, hen. Good. Make sure you're saying each sound with me. M-A-D, mad. L-A-T, let. N-A-T, nut. S-A-B, sob. Y-U-M, yum. W-A-X, wax. T-A-P, top. P-I-G, pig. Nice work. Let's go on to part 2. We are going to learn to read some new heart words. So let's watch.
In this unit, we will learn 3 more heart words. Remember, heart words are words we will learn and know by heart. Some of these words have tricky parts that we have to remember, but we can read some of the parts using our phonics knowledge. The heart words in this unit are with, all, and me. Let's look at them now. With, w-I-th, with. We only need to remember the last part by heart. W is spelled with the letter W. I is spelled with the letter I. And is spelled with 2 letters together, T and H. We call this digraph TH, and we'll learn more about it in later lessons. W-I-th, W-I-T-H, with. All, all, all. We call this the chunk A-L-L, and we will learn more about it later. Even though this word has 2 sounds, it is easiest if we remember the whole word by heart. All is spelled with the letters A-L-L. All, A-L-L, all.
Me, e, me. We need to remember the second part of this word by heart. Is spelled with the letter M. E is spelled with the letter E. E. M. E. Me. Don't forget, some of our heart words have tricky parts that we need to remember. Learning heart words is easier when we know which parts to know by heart.
Okay, let's practice them. This red dot tells us to stop what we are doing so we can listen to the word. This is the word with, as in I love playing with my friends. Think about this word. Say the word with me. With. Let's try another word. Remember to look, think, and then say the word. Only say the word out loud when the green dot shows up. This is the word all, as in who ate all the popcorn? Think about this word. Say it with me. All. This is the word me, as in can you please help me with this? Think about this word. Say the word with me. Me. Let's look at those words 2 more times. Stop and look. This is the word with. Think about it. Say it with me. With. This is the word all. Think about this word. Say it with me. All. This is the word me. Think about this word. Say it with me. Me. Good. Stop and look. Think. Say. With. Stop and look. Think. Say. All. Stop and look. Think. Say. Me. Good. Now we're going to practice reading the heart words that we've learned. In our first game, when you see the word pop up on the screen, say the word out loud. Remember, I'm going to pause for just a second to let you say the word first. Then I'll say it shortly after. Will. Can. You. Not. To. Like. With. All. Me. Will. Can. You. Not. To. Like. With. All. Me. Good. In our next game, you'll see 3 words up on the screen. When you see the red dot, you will stop and look at those 3 words. When you see the yellow dot, you're going to think about those words and try to remember them. Finally, when you see the green dot, we'll say all 3 together. Ready? Stop and look. Think. With. All. Me. Stop and look. Think. Will. Can. You. Stop and look. Think. Not. Like. To. Stop and look. Think. All. Me. With. Stop and look. Think. With. All. Me. Stop and look. Think. Will. Can. You. Stop and look. Think. Not. Like. To. Stop and look. Think. All. Me. With. Great. Let's go on to part 3. We're going to spell the first or last letters of some words. Box. What is the first sound in box? B. Point to the letter that spells B and say its name. B. Wet. What is the first sound in wet? W. Point to the letter that spells W and say its name. W. Zip. What is the first sound? Z. Point to the letter that spells Z and say its name. Z. What is the first sound in sun? S. Point to the letter that spells S and say its name. S. What is the first sound in pig? P. Point to the letter that spells P and say its name. P. Ant. What is the first sound? A. Point to the letter that spells A and say its name. A. Cub. What is the first sound? K. Point to the letter that spells K and say its name. C. Jog. What is the first sound? J. Point to the letter that spells J and say its name. J. What is the first sound in gum? G. Point to the letter that spells G and say its name. G. What is the last sound in six? X. Point to the letter that spells X and say its name. X. Man. What is the first sound? M. Point to the letter that spells M and say its name. M. What is the first sound in rat? Point to the letter that spells and say its name. R. What is the first sound in net? Point to the letter that spells and say its name. N. What is the first sound in ham? Point to the letter that spells and say its name. H. What is the first sound in fox? Point to the letter that spells and say its name. F. What is the first sound in dog? D. Point to the letter that spells D and say its name. D. What is the first sound in kid? K. Point to the letter that spells K and say its name. K. What is the first sound in wig? W. Point to the letter that spells W and say its name. W. Two more. What is the first sound in yes? Y. Point to the letter that spells Y and say its name. Y. What is the first sound in van? V. Point to the letter that spells V and say its name. V. Great job with phonics today.